Eggs. Hit out by Chicken Demolish. She'll be spending a minute in the Mighty Taco Sin Bin. That's going to put the Devil Dollies on the power play. Power jam. Now the Dollies are going to be starting this jam, having the only jammer on the track. You see the Knockouts strategizing. They have yet to put out any skaters. They call a timeout. And a knockout timeout is a perfect time for me to remind you that you can get your 2014 yearbook at the merch table, get that autographed by your favorite skater. We've also got all kinds of great looking merch over there. T-shirts, hats. I hear there's Saucy underwear. If you're a Suicidal Saucy fan like me, pick those up.
It was 3, yeah, sorry.
And another big thank you to Mayer Brothers, provider of our water and refreshment. Mayer Brothers, famous for their cider. Be sure to look for their products everywhere. Another new sponsor last year, we brought on Local Edge. So big thanks to Local Edge for their support. Are we having a bread toss? Another big shout out to Vertisource, another one of our sponsors. They take care of our website and all our technology needs. So if you have any technology needs, go to the source, Vertisource, run by Jason Isla, mayor of the internet. And they're off. Low hits Griffin, jamming for the Devil Dollies. Now the Dollies are hanging back. They want to create a pack definition. So the Knockouts couldn't follow her. Low hits Griffin has lead jam. Dollies have a power jam. Now you see the Dollies on the outside of the track there doing what we call the sausage. They are basically taking the slowest position they can, making the pack very slow, making it very difficult for the Knockouts to get a legal hit on low hits Griffin. When you're at a standstill and you have a blocker coming up behind you, it's hard not to do a counter block, or it's harder to hit legally and accurately when you got no speed. So that is a grand slam for your Devil Dollies. Another 5 points this power jam, as the Knockouts work their best to counter it, hitting low hits Griffin while they can. Very slow pack. Here's Lamb Chop and Ivana. Now Lamb Chop hits low hits Griffin out and then returns to the back of the pack, but then she was hit down by Lip Service. This is where it gets interesting, these power jams. Now Fisty and Midnight. Now Abercrombie and Fists hits low hits Griffin out. Backs up. Low hits is entering the pack behind the skater who hit her out. Abercrombie and Fists just staying on low hits Griffin. With the help of Ivana. That was a lot of work for 5 points. Let's hear it for low hits Griffin. 15 points that jam for the Devil Dollies. If you'll regard the scoreboard, you'll see that we only have a 2-point spread with 6.5 left before the halftime. Two points is not even a full pack. So I'm ready to see these teams get really aggressive as they play their last couple of jams before that halftime. Libralian now jamming against Crown Victoria. Crown Vic hitting a wall of blue at the front. Valdemort and Red Fox taking a big swing at Libralian on turn 1, but she's out of it. Lead jam. for the Nickel City Knockouts. And as promised, the barrier has been breached, and we thank you fans for restoring it. Ooh, a big hit on Crown Vic. She skids out on the straightaway. Libralian makes it right past Shamrocks. Valdemort and Busty Pipes sticking together at the front of the pack. Crown Vic hitting a big wall of blue in the back. Sasa, and Sasa hit Crown Vic to the inside. Crown Vic returned without yielding, so that's going to be a minute in the Mighty Taco Sin Bin for your Devil Dollies jammer. Power play for the Nickel City Knockouts, who have just crossed the century mark. Triple digits for your Nickel City Knockouts. That's another grand slam for the Nickel City Knockouts. 108 to 86 right now, with about 4.5 left on the clock. All the blockers get ready for this pass. And Libralian through the inside, around Shamrocks and Red Fox. And she calls it. With 30 seconds left on the clock. That's going to start this next jam with the Dollies jammer in the box as well. Starting another jam on the power play as our officials call an official timeout. So do you think you have what it takes to be a Derby girl? Registration time is almost here. If you want info about playing roller derby, which is a sport, a lifestyle, it's your new family, it's all things and everything, you can find my friends Wench and Melania over at the recruiting table. They have that set up next to the merch booth. If you're interested in being a skater or an official or a volunteer, the registration deadline is January 19th. So if you think you're interested in getting on board with the Queen City Roller Girls, go online to qcrg.net/recruitment to register. Don't miss out. Don't forget you can meet our recruitment reps, Melania and Wench, over at the merch booth. Another big announcement for our supporter Martinsville Emporium. They have moved a little closer to us. Martinsville Emporium is now located, they are on Webster Street now in North Tonawanda. They moved, so they're owned by Heather Kay, who is a proud Derby mama of Tentacool. She's Hermione Granger's sister-in-law. So make sure you support Martinsville Emporium for gifts, artisanal cosmetics, and more. Are we doing a bread toss? Also, stick around at halftime. Get ready. If this is your first bout, get ready to have people throw bread at you. The Devil Dollies Al Cohen's Rye Bread Toss is going to be in about 4 minutes. Catch you some breakfast for tomorrow. Now, Abercrombie and Fist starts this jam on the power jam as she meets a wall of doll, gets through the inside. Lead jam now for the Nickel City Knockouts, who do have a lead. Ever-growing lead now as Crown Vic languishes in the Mighty Taco Sin Bin. Both sets of blockers playing D right there. Midnight Maniac and Legs Luther giving the business to Crown Vic as she makes her way through the pack. Abercrombie and Fist's almost free. She just had to get around Low Hits Griffin, who's playing the pivot position this particular jam. That's a grand slam right now for the knockouts. And Fisty, Tootsie McGee does a little 180 to chest block. It's fancy work there. Ooh, now we see Abercrombie and Fist juke around Low Hits, trip over lip service, and call off the jam. So Abercrombie and Fist called that off from the ground. Okay. Will the following people please go to will call at halftime for season passes? Mike Zimmerman and Gary Horvatis. Or Horvatitis, sorry. Mike and Gary, please go to will call at halftime to get your season passes. Go to the merch, and then you can go to merch at halftime to get your t-shirts. We are experiencing an official timeout right now. Head ref Booty Blocks is calling the captains in for a review. So that is enough time for me to remind you that Lake Effect Ice Cream is another one of our awesome sponsors. You can look for them in stores, Budway's, Tops. You can get Salty Caramel, Black and Blueberry, named for our own Nickel City Knockouts. My personal favorite is the Blood Orange and Bitters sherbet. That is incredible. And then they also have the first custom flavor they made for us, Queen City Roller Girls Rocky Road. So thanks to Lake Effect Ice Cream for supporting us. Also, welcome to new sponsor Abilene, high-end lingerie at 569 Elmwood Avenue in Buffalo. So that's great news for anybody looking to pick up a sexy outfit to wear for yourself or someone else. Just a couple short moments after we finish up our halftime, you will be treated to the musical stylings of the B-side Bastards. I saw them warming up their horns, so we're looking forward to that. Our next bout is going to be February 1st. We're going to see the Alley Cats take on the Nickel City Knockouts. I can see. And Libralian, lead jam now for the Nickel City Knockouts. Celery Stalker jamming for your Devil Dollies. Celery Stalker hitting a big wall of blue at the front, broken up by Busty Pipes, who's back this year. And Libralian hit Celery Stalker out. They both returned to the track. And Celery took another hit from Ivana Layer out. And a destruction of pack penalty has been assessed on Little Orphan Angry. Whoa! And did you see the apex hop? Libralian hopped the apex of the turn to get around Chicken Demolish. That was our first big hop of the night. You can always look forward to those. And the Devil Dollies have called a timeout. Now, if you're a current or future or potential skater, now I want to tell you about where to get your stuff. Turnaround Skates is a Derby-owned, awesome skate company owned by our own Alana. It's It's your source for skates, protective gear, and lots of fun clothes. So if you want to skate well, be geared up well, and look awesome, and support an awesome business, right around the corner from Dewville College, 91 Rhode Island Street, Turnaround Skates. She's got all the good stuff. Very intense meeting in the center of the track as the captains and the head officials work out all the derby that has just transpired. Let's have a big round of applause for our non-skating officials, our friends in green, doing all the hard work. We've got, see Statman, Virginia, 90 Degree Johnson. We'll meet them throughout the night. Big thanks to our officials and non-skating officials and all of our volunteers who make all of this fun happen. So again, if you want to join as a skater, official, or volunteer, cutoff for joining this round is January 19th. Make sure you find Wench and Melania over at the recruitment table by our merch booth. While you're over at the merch booth, make sure you pick up some info from our beneficiary, the Food Bank of Western New York, and also take a look at the baked goods our junior roller girls have. Some delicious treats made with derby love that go to the best cause. Little awesome girls playing awesome derby. Here's a question for you. Do you like tater tots and or bacon? Well, why don't you go to Century Grill? They are another one of our fine supporters. They are located downtown at 318 Pearl Street. They have lots of specials, and when you're there at Century Grill enjoying your free bacon or free tater tots, make sure to tell them that you are a Queen City Roller Girls fan. Century Grill, owned and operated by lifetime Devil Dolly, our own Kiki Concussion. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready for that bread toss. My not mic holding arm is my bread catching arm, and I want some rye toast tomorrow. So if you're lucky, you can catch a loaf of Al Cohen's rye bread, a unique souvenir. Al Cohen's has been supporting us since the beginning, so we're always excited to throw bread at you on their behalf. If you have a business and you think that you would like to see your banner up on our track boundary, or you'd like to see a slide, you'd like to have some Derby girls support you, make sure you get a hold of us about sponsorship. We have all kinds of awesome stuff we can do for our sponsors, like reserve tickets, we can do appearances, lots of fun stuff. You support us, we support you. What better cause than Real Flat Track Roller Derby? All right, with that official review now to conclusion. What happened? All right, all the skaters return to the track with a minute on the clock before our halftime. We see both jammers on the track, so it looks like no penalties were assessed for that last, penalties assessed for that last jam. Librarians got lead jam for the knockouts. All the blockers get ready. And Librarian takes 2 points and calls it. Now we see there are 30 plus seconds up on the full time clock. So we're gonna put a full 2 minutes on the jam clock. And we're gonna play for the bottom clock. So we play to the completion of the jam. is how that's going to work. Fisty back on the line to skate up against Celery Stalker. We see a wall of doll, black jerseys on the line. Knockout starting with one blocker in the box. And the Dolly blockers working to stay in front of Abercrombie and Fists. Bet your ass bridging the pack definition and back. And Ivana layer out makes a big leap at Celery Stalker. She's just a smidge short. All the while lip service hit Abercrombie and Fists out on the straightaway. Now our period clock has run out, but our jam clock is still running. So this first half is going to go until Celery Stalker says otherwise. Midnight Maniac and Ivana layer out, giving her the business, so she calls it off. Hands on her hips ends that jam. So that's our halftime, 137-90. We had some close moments, but no lead changes as of now. So let's get ready for Ye Old Bread Toss. Al Cohen's delicious rye bread coming to you airborne. Airborne and toasted. There's no better way to have rye bread. All right, let's hear it for the B-Side Bastards. Hi, friend. Are you having fun?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time, yeah.
I love your ensemble.
Thank you.
It's very
Sexy. I'm very sassy.
You're sexy. Yeah, look at the guy's belly.
I know. So Matt's in the Kingsman now. He's a.
Is that what all these?
Yup. So,
That's excellent.
so if you want to go to the clubhouse after the after party, you should do that.
Let's do it.
It's amazing. It's really fun.
I'm into it.
Part of me is like, this is either awful or terrible, and the more I go, the more I'm like,
The better.
I'm like, oh my god, like that super old lady over there. I'm like, oh my god, Kat, I missed you. Let me give you a hug.
Give me a hug, you old crippled lady.
They're fucking awesome. It's a little like a little sad at how at home I feel. Because like I just am a lowlife. That's just what this.
No, I think it's okay.
They're great. And Matt's loving it.
Listen, when you go outside your norm, you find really great people.
That's so true.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, do your
whatever.
thing, your captain thing.